Warring factions in Rivers State have signed a peace agreement at the presidential villa. An 8-point communique, which includes Governor Fubara reconciling with defecting lawmakers, was reached at the end of the marathon meeting with the president. The truce was initiated by President Bola Tinubu between the governor and his predecessor, as well as the Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike. In a release communique after the closed-door meeting, key directives were issued to resolve the impasse in the state. This directive includes immediate withdrawal of court cases by Governor Fubara, dropping of impeachment proceedings against the governor, recognition of the House of Assembly leadership and reinstatement of benefits and autonomy for legislative activities, and the representation of the 2024 state budget. Additionally, the communique states that the names of resigned commissioners will be resubmitted for approval, and there is a clear rejection of caretaker committee for local governments. Meanwhile, the group known as Lawyers in Defense of Democracy is calling on the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court to investigate the alleged secret ex parte order issued by Justice Donatus Okonkwo, stopping the electoral body INEC from conducting fresh elections to fill the seats of lawmakers that defected to the All Progressive Congress. This is coming on the heels of the suspension by the 4 lawmakers of the 27 other lawmakers who defected, and an order by the Rivers State High Court ordering fresh elections to fill the vacancies left. The group of lawyers expressed concern that the Rivers State matter constitutes an embarrassment to the courts. Joining us now is Robert Clarke, a senior advocate of Nigeria. Great to have you on the show, sir. Let us go straight to the matter, sir. Is it right for people that defect to still get their seats back because a president ordered it, sir? Is it right for that to happen?
That question is very, very funny, because most of the problems we have in Nigeria today is that the right questions are never being asked when they should be asked. Today, there is chaos in Rivers State. The question is, should the president or the vice president or whoever, is that the correct dictation he should give in the matter? That is not the matter before the court. Why should such a situation arise in Nigeria? That is the first question. What has given rise to a situation where a state will determine what goes on in Nigeria? Many things are wrong. I have always said it on this program, and I continue to say it, that this constitution we have today, the 1999 Constitution, is the cornerstone of our problems in every area of political life, especially in the area of election. When the Constitution restricts those who can come and be voted for or who can vote for, something must be wrong with that Constitution. And that Constitution also says, I grant to you all citizens fundamental human rights, freedom of everything. The only freedom I don't grant you is the right to be voted for, either by yourself or a political party. Why should you attach me to a political party when you know that these are the people today? Once they make politics something for them to eat, they are going to eat and scrub it, and nobody else will be allowed to even go near it. So the problem today is not what the president says, my dear. We've been hearing all this. Why should a governor, ask yourself, why should a governor go and bring a caterpillar and say they should break up the National Assembly? Does that show sanity? And you voted for such a person. If he had told you that, oh, my first act when I get into governance is to break down your, would you have voted for him? Look, many things are happening here. Let us look. I'm not a Yoruba man, but the Yorubas have said, a man who has 2 legs that are broken from the ground is wobbling on his things. is telling them that, can't you see, my problem is not from the top. My problem is from the down, 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 down. My advice is that, and they will not do it, because the people who are going to, my advice is to people to do it, are the people who will not do it, because they are the people enjoying it, and who want these things to continue.
All right.
So please stop asking me, the governor said, it doesn't make sense. Everything in Edo State does not make sense. It does not make sense. Right from the top chiefs who claim they are doing 64th birthday for their governor.
Okay, so
it doesn't make sense to me.
So everything doesn't make sense. Does it now mean we should allow this slide? Because, like the Yorubas will say, Oti wowa lachile. That means things had been damaged from the start. Should we now condone this? That all of a sudden, people that voluntarily defected and there was no division in their party, the president is just ordering now that they should be put back there, and we know what the Constitution says about it.
My good son, all the people who are listening to us this morning, most of them are not going to change anything, because they are either busy sleeping after taking party drinks. Look, the problem in Nigeria has to be done. Frontal. I said it once. Tell people like Afefe Balola, who have already made money from these politicians. They cannot deny it. Afefe Balola was Obasanjo's lawyer. They've made a lot of money. Let them come and call it payback day. Collect themselves. Afefe Balola, all my good friends there, Attorney General, let them come and sit down and say how they can totally amend this constitution in about 3 areas. Once you do those 3 areas in Nigeria today, I can assure you, you won't hear about any court cases. Oh. Number 1, local government. Number 2, election. Who can belong to a party? And why should a party be the dominant factor in elections in Nigeria? Once we can sift these 3 things, this country will move forward. If I, as Robert Clarke, I'm a philanthropist, I help my area, and I want to contest local government election, and then you're asking me which political party do I belong to? And I bring along behind me all the people I've been helping for the past 350 days. Why should anybody grumble?
All right.
That is where the thing has got it.
Has gotten spoiled or is bent. Thank you so much, Chief Clarke, for your perspective this morning. But I'd like you to perhaps throw more light on the constitutional role of the president. There's been a debate following the meeting in Aso Villa yesterday between the president as an arbitrator between FCT Minister Wike and Governor Fubara. And some people have questioned what his constitutional role, or if he has a role to play, beyond the specifics in terms of the decisions that were made. In this kind of government, what role does maybe I should ask, does the president have a constitutional role when it comes to subnational matters at this level? Or is it okay for him as president to sit in and adjudicate where necessary?
Look, there are too many questions. Your questions are pushing me back a bit. I'm an old man, so let me hang my back well. Which question really do you want me to answer?
So, constitutional role of the president in this matter, does he have a constitutional role?
The constitutional role of the president in all this fracas.
Yes, sir.
There should have been none. Because we were not expecting it, none has been provided for. The only constitution that allows the federal government to put its mouth in a local or this thing It's during the First Republic, when a declaration of emergency was declared in West. If you find that from Delta State today, the infringement may become something bad, declare Delta State, call the National Assembly, tell them to declare Delta State a place where there is a constitutional crisis, and then appoint a commissioner or whatever, as we did during Majekodumi's time, and then we start afresh. We start afresh. All this running around Odongboduru. The president has no power. He knows that. The best legal brain cannot help him. You can't bring Robert Clarke to come and change the law to enable the president to come and intervene. Under what constitutional provisions? So the law by itself, as of today, did not provide that there will be a problem in Delta State. The problem in Nigeria is that we all Nigerians, we are all crooks. All what we are running after today is power and money. Power and money. Those two elements. And where do you get it in Nigeria? If only from politics. If you count down the 50 governors who have served Nigeria since 2000, ask them to come and show us their bank account. You will be shocked. Today, you will be shocked how many of them, how they have been able to produce thousands and billions. We have to ask ourselves, is politics in Nigeria meant only for politicians? Is politics in Nigeria meant only for politicians? Why cannot people like us, Robert Clarke, contest an election without joining a political party? Why do we need a political party? This is the problem we have in Nigeria today. No other person can change it than these national people there. And they will not do it. They will not do it.
Okay.
Secondly, yes, local government. Yes, I'm listening.
Go ahead, sir. Finish up, sir.
Hello?
I said, go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Secondly, the local government, when the creation of local government has been bastardized by the governors themselves, from a small cubicle of payment should be made to the, when distributing local government, the state account, it should be paid first into the state account. They found a way out to create a situation where even if this money will invariably be transferred to local government, it will first go to the account of the state government. Then you see the manipulation starts. The local government will now set up a committee. The committee will be 4 to 3, you find. Their own members are there. This is how the money should be done. This is how. Whereas the recipients of the money are not, they are not enjoying it. Therefore, first, political parties, local government, and by the grace of God, if we can pass those two tests, allow our monies to be controlled by our own people, whom we are allowed to come in without going through a political party, or who through local government are not attached to the apron strings of the governor. We will make progress, you will see. By the grace of God, inshallah, we will make progress.
Okay. So, I asked earlier on a question, about the legitimacy of things, and you talked about the fact that why things are not working is because, yes, when you look at it deeply, our constitution is flawed, which is an argument you've constantly made. And I totally align with you on that, sir. I totally 100% agree with you that our constitution is flawed. But there is still a certain level that a governor must be able to assert himself as the chief officer of a state. Should the president try to make a deal when another person that is no longer governor, but is a political godfather, is trying to remove that assertive power of the governor. When this same president was hailed, when he was governor of Lagos, the way he stood up to President Olusegun Obasanjo then. So should the president, because it's a clear case of Governor Fubara trying to assert himself as the chief officer of the state, and the minister trying to undermine him because he's a political godfather. So should a president make a peace deal or tell the governor to assert himself when things like that happen? Let's answer this as devoid of the constitution. We know the constitution is flawed, like the Yoruba phrase, Oti Wolatile. But with this pre-existing format we have, should the president try to say, make peace with a minister when the governor should be asserting himself?
You see, I quite appreciate. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me, sir?
I can't hear them.
Oh.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
I can hear you now.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. You were answering the question.
Now, what I'm saying is this.
Yes, sir.
You cannot, you are getting a problem that was created by the situation on ground. If all what I said are not on ground, the situation of godfatherism or no God will not arise. The situation of godfatherism have arisen because of what we have on ground, because we don't have independent candidates. If an independent candidate had won the local government election in Nigeria, will the governor call him and say, look, which party will discipline if he does not answer? Look, all these problems are being created by you, the press. Let me be honest with you. It's being created by the press. The question of independent candidate, if attached and fought well for, will not give rise to godfatherism. So let us try and start from that which is necessary for us to survive our, matters. What is godfatherism? Godfatherism still means a division has been created right from the beginning. No. Political parties create the divisions. We don't want them. We don't want them to be part of our life. If they want to be part of our life, let them go to the legislatures. Forget local government so that we can live in peace. We travel outside Nigeria. We see how local governments were this. We see metropolitan police. We see all these things. They do well. And for years and hundreds of years, they've been doing well. One day you disrupt that underlying wellness, you will see the trouble Nigeria is seeing. But they will not do so. Oyinbo man will not today tell you that the commissioner, not from Westminster, will now phone the commissioner of police in Westminster and then start giving it instruction. It will not be possible. So the same thing, a governor who does not have any power in proposing or making anybody a legislative person will not have the power to control such a person. So please, stop playing this role of Godfather. Godfather has arisen because of all what we are saying. Why can you not cancel all what we are saying? Call yourselves together. Call your legislators together. And make sure that the Nigerian Constitution is amended.
So what President Tinubu did, is it good in this regard? To be part of a deal that undermines the governor of a state? Is President Tinubu's actions, even going ahead to say that let us, step aside the constitution in this matter, that those that defected should be made to lose their seats? Reverse it. Is what the President Tinubu did in this matter, is it good? Is intervention good? Because I understand your point that yes, the constitution was not right from the start. But President Tinubu's intervention, a lot of people are saying too, is not right. That let's call a spade a spade. That how can the Constitution call the president call for a suspension of the government?
Where do they get their statement from? Why do you say that President Tinubu is not right? When the Constitution says that if there's a breakdown of law and order, he can restore it back.
No,
hasn't he got that right?
There was no defection.
Or from your own look.
There was a defection in the party. There was a defection from the party where there was no matter of rancor within the party. And these lawmakers, they got a court order against them. And President Tinubu is saying reverse that court order.
Leave that to the lawyers. Leave that to the lawyers to determine what is distraction. It is you, politician, and you, what do you call you people? You are creating the trouble in Nigeria.
We are doing our work,
distraction anyway. A governor who wakes up in the morning, and the governor is told, oh, tomorrow, if you don't break down the wall, oh, some people are coming in with talks. So it's not the governor, it's the informants who came to tell you, because that is the rule of law for them. So why do we have such a rule of law? Why do we have it? Look, we have to think. We people who are following these politicians, we are following them stupidly, but not stupidly because they are making money. They are making money because politics brings money to the politicians. If they don't have the money, if the governor is not going to give those who are breaking the wall some money, they won't go near it. Where is he getting the money for? Is it from his bank account? It's from government money. Who authorized him to go and demolish? You know, many things are wrong with Nigeria.
All right, Chief Clarke, I mean...
Let us start from the...
In terms of authorization to demolish,
yes?
In terms of authorization to demolish, as governor of the state, if he says, or he had said, that based on the reports from civil engineers, the building had failed integrity tests, would that not be in his right as governor to authorize the demolition?
Look, a governor cannot wake up in the morning and call his utility man, go and break that door. The man will ask him, where's the authority of the local district? Where's the authority? We don't have such. Look, the problem is that we Nigerians, we have allowed the politicians to subdue us with money, and that money is what is killing all of us. That money is killing all the elders in Rivers State today. Those who are supporting this, it's all money. Don't listen to them. If tomorrow Wike brings 100,000 for them on another branch, they will all be figuring like finger fish.
All right, so
we have the power as the people.
All right. So, and I'm glad we're coming to the role of the people now. I would like us to look at the best way forward. So we've identified the problem. You've talked about the Constitution, the 3 areas in the Constitution that can be, reviewed. But in the instance of River State, or the situation of River State, now a truce has been achieved following the intervention by the president, even though you have also said that the president does not have a constitutional role to play in this matter. Moving forward, how do we prevent such an incident from happening in other states of the country? We have seen a number of, perhaps setting aside the Constitution in some states, Ondo State, for instance, where the governor, despite not being able to come to Ondo State to act out his role,
you will always be getting, from every state, you will always be getting one reason.
So how do we prevent it? That's the question I'm asking you,
Now, why not you politicians adjoin with you, you call yourselves, because you are all tied to the apron strings of politicians.
Well, not exactly, sir, but in terms of moving forward.
Radios. You are all tied. The owner of your Arise, is he not a politician? He's a politician.
He's a journalist, sir, but I'd like you to talk about...
I have known him when he...
All right, I'd like you to talk about moving forward.
He was my aide
Okay.
When I was, listen to me. When I was in NRC, I was the sole counsel to the party and to Tommy Kimi. And he was one of the people who were aides also together with me to Tommy Kimi. They are politicians. I veered into politics partially. They veered into politics willfully. I stayed with my law practice, and today I'm happy. I am what I am in my law practice. All of them, all these people, Ebike Bene and others, they are politicians. He's my good brother, he's my good son. So don't tell me he's not a politician, and you cannot say that to me. Everybody are putting all the politicians under there. Tomorrow when he gives a...
All right. Chief Clarke, can you hear us?
Let the rich ones...
Okay. Your network was a bit of a challenge.
Let the people, if you want to see how you can do things, let the people, annoyed with the way the governor has broken the wall. You cannot win anything from negativism.
All right,
you go and break the wall because you want to right a wrong. Hold on.
Quick question, sir. Quick question, sir. I'd like you to just make that, but just before, so I don't lose that question. The clarification between a willful politician and yourself, because you also went into politics. So would you also categorize yourself as a politician and one of the Nigerians who are politicians and are motivated by money?
I was a lawyer. I was a lawyer to the politician. I told you, I was special counsel to Tommy Kimi in 1991 or 92. In the NRC days, I played my roles. All the former first governors in NRC, they know me well. So I was never a politician. Did you see me become minister? I never died into politics.
Sir, as we speak today,
yes,
President Odukawa is the proprietor of Arise TV. He has no political leaning, and Arise TV has got no political leaning as we speak today. So we're practicing full-on journalism here. No political leaning whatsoever. But I'll go back to your point, sir, and I'll use your phrase. If you keep saying that phrase, that leave, the waste for those that clean it up, which are the lawyers. The Yorubas also have a saying that what it means is that an elder is not in the market, cannot be in the market, and the head of a little child is tilting in a direction that is not good.
Market.
So
for the past 20 years.
So you people, as the elders in society, is it not a call on you to defend the Constitution in this regard and speak to the Constitution? Yes, by speaking up for it, rather than saying, let's just allow everything go down the drain.
That's what
like
I'm asking. We people should now stand up. For instance, some of us seeing what is happening in Rivers State. Some of us seeing what is happening in Rivers State. We can call a rally. Call a rally in Rivers State and say, look, we want to have a rally. Such action should never occur. No governor has the right to be demolishing property of the common man, not built by their money. When we start from there, let us see what happens. You start it.
So why are you not condemning? Why are you not condemning the defection, sir? Why are you not condemning the defection? You are condemning Fubara, but you are not. Nothing is wrong with the defection. Nothing is wrong with the defection for you. That there was no problem in the party. Members defected, and they are still holding their seat.
I don't know of any defection.
Oh, so you don't know 27 members defected?
Any cognizance.
You don't know 27 members of the PDP defected to APC?
Nigeria. That is the problem with Nigeria.
What's the problem with Nigeria?
When people like you, who should take up the fight of the common man, you are deciding to take side.
No, I'm just being objective here. I'm telling you to balance the story.
Where the common man is being jettisoned to the corner, you won't talk. You are not speaking now as a journalist who is defending the interests of people like me and you. You are now trying to, fight for the oligarchies.
No, I'm not fighting for the oligarchy.
That's what you people are doing.
With due respect, sir, all I'm saying
you are fighting for the oligarchies.
All I'm saying, sir, is balance the story and please let us be objective here. You've condemned Fubara demolishing the House of Assembly. We don't support that too. But why don't you condemn the defection by the lawmakers when there is no problem in their political party? And why don't you ensure that the Constitution reigns supreme by saying that people that have defected when there is no division, that they should definitely lose their seats? And why are you not condemning President Tinubu for saying that those people should go back to their seats? It's against the Constitution. That's all I'm asking. It's balance. I'm not fighting for any oligarchy. I'm fighting for Nigeria. Why don't you condemn that?
If you had listened to me properly, I said the problem here is with the Constitution. Why not jettison it? If you jettison it, will you have something to be talking about?
All right, sir.
If you jettison it, all these your arguments will not arise again. We will have a new constitution where all of us. Did you write the constitution?
So,
were you part of those?
But before we jettison it, are we not still going to use the pre-existing condition? Will it not reign supreme? So why
Which
can't
constitution?
The pre-existing
Which
one?
Constitution?
Before we jettison it, we have to use what is on
I
ground.
have been in constitutional programs in Nigeria for the past 50 years. I was Shakari's this thing. So don't teach me about constitution.
So
this is our 1999 constitution. Go and check. Has nothing to do with the people. All the people that Abacha collected and he wanted to use as a stepping stone are the same people he picked together and they formed the group, and they formed the constitution.
Your points are valid, sir. Totally valid.
May I just ask, in terms of the Constitution, perhaps it would be a good time to ask what your interpretation of Section 109, subsection 1G of the Constitution is with regards to defection.
I don't believe in this Constitution.
Well,
Why do you keep asking me?
But that's what currently exists, sir.
I said go and jettison the Constitution.
Well,
Walk to your members of the House. Have you tried it?
Until that happens, the Constitution
you go
that guides this nation
if you cannot,
is that Constitution. And so what you're going to take to the courts is this Constitution. And so as a lawyer, a senior advocate of Nigeria, I'm asking you your interpretation.
I am not going to go to court for anybody.
Based on this Constitution?
I am not going to court for anybody.
All right.
The violation of rights in a River State can be rectified by people of River State themselves. Let the big men in River State, let them come out, call a rally, tell the people that we cannot continue to live when the properties of the state is being broken down by politicians. Let us find something to do. Rather than shouting on one person outside who should have taken, let the people themselves come out.
All right.
I gave you an example. It happened during Shagari's time.
Well, thank you.
It happened and...
well, thank you very much, Chief Robert Clarke, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, for your insightful take on today's conversation. We look forward to having you again on the show.